You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Maria Tanwat Cotrillo. Our source today, political analyst Edmund Tayao. Professor, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Sir, could you give...
Morning.
Yes, sir. Now, we would like to get your assessment of that inauguration speech yesterday. What were the highlights for you, and what do you feel should have been given more emphasis?
Well, I think it was pretty clear. No, the president wanted to enjoin everyone. I think that's the foremost objective of the inaugural speech, and he made it clear as well that details will come as he delivers the State of the Nation address, no, in front of the two houses of Congress. And so, in other words, I wasn't actually expecting, no, him to actually lay down a very specific what's this roadmap towards what he intends to do. But he laid down, no, in general but comprehensive way, his priorities, no, as president. Of course, he mentioned the self-sufficiency, and he tied, no, the other priorities like education, recovering from the pandemic, and improving on employment, not only in terms of promoting more employment opportunities, but trying to find a way to improve or expand employment for Filipinos, not only for menial jobs, because as he mentioned, this is also the reason why Filipino workers are prone to exploitation. So it was a very quick message to the people, and I think it managed to send the message across that he's looking forward. No, it's not his intention to look at the past, and it's as if he's saying, don't look at him, don't judge him on the basis of the past, but find out what he intends to do and what he will be doing as our new president.
Now, Professor, some groups are saying that Mr. Marcos missed some key important issues. But do we really expect that all issues can be discussed in one inaugural speech? And did you feel, though, at least that he discussed enough of the most important issues?
Alam mo, I don't think there's any speech that will actually be able to cover all. No, it's like saying, I've always been emphasizing, even in the campaign, that as I've seen in previous presidential elections, what usually happens is a candidate lays down an 8-point or a 10-point agenda. Not so much because it's there's a limited list of what a leader would intend to do. It's simply that the priorities are the ones that are usually mentioned in a speech and in a platform, and that's what happened as far as the inaugural speech is concerned. Again, I'm also looking forward to the State of the Nation address, because that's where we can really find the meat that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's break it down a little bit and discuss some of the points in greater detail. Agriculture and the food crisis. He said the role of agriculture cries for urgent attention, that its neglect and misdirection now demands. Food self-sufficiency is the key promise of every administration, but no one delivered. How challenging will it be to make the Philippines food sufficient? And what can the president do, as he is now the head of the Department of Agriculture?
It's really a tall order, Ria. No? I'm not going to say that just because he decided, for the meantime, to lead the agriculture himself, that it means that wonders can be immediately felt or seen, right away. It's a tall order because for the longest time we've not been really putting too much effort and resources to agriculture. And this is the very reason, I think, why he mentioned that it's somewhat neglected. He mentioned, and I think it's an indication that he understands pretty well our situation, not only as far as agriculture in the country, but as far as our relations, no, internationally. Because obviously, of course, anything and everything that we do, whether in manufacturing or in agriculture or what have you, always have something that requires, no, from international trade. And so it's as if saying that there has to be really the strategic approach, no, to not only reviving agriculture but reviving the whole economy.
All right, now on to COVID-19. President Marcos said there were shortcomings in the COVID-19 response.
Yeah.
We will fix them out in the open. No more secrets in public health. That's what he said. Your thoughts on that?
That's right. That's right. I think that's one particular issue, no, that was specially mentioned by the president, and for good reasons. We've seen really, no, how the previous government handled the pandemic. Yeah, we could say that we've fared quite well compared to our neighbors and even other countries at the far end of the globe. But nonetheless, there could have been much more. And yeah, things have to be more transparent, especially when it comes to the national government working with local governments. I've always been saying that at the outset, the local governments have been really offering, no, their partnership, their willingness even to spend their own resources, not just so that they can contribute to the effectiveness of the government in battling the pandemic. But I'm sure, of course, that everyone will remember that the national government rejected, no, this offer from the local government units. That alone is already an indication that there's really so much that can be done as far as public health is concerned, particularly in regard to addressing the pandemic.
All right, let's talk about the cabinet. There are still key cabinet posts to be filled. Health, for one, as we've been talking about. Energy, foreign affairs. Well, according to Ambassador Romualdez, the president has chosen a DFA secretary. That announcement should be forthcoming. But previous presidents were able to hold their first full cabinet meeting on the same day as the inauguration. Why do you think Mr. Marcos is taking his time with filling up his? Is it a difficult thing to choose these positions?
Hindi naman, I don't think there was a president, at least in recent memory, no, that was able to complete his cabinet right away. If I remember, when the President Duterte took over in 2016, the DOJ post, the TILG post, no, were remained vacant, no, when he assumed the office. And if I'm not mistaken, it took at least about 6 months to complete. Yun lang kwan, I mean the cabinet itself, because of course, as you know, our kind of politics, I don't call it a political system anymore, requires the appointment even at the director level, which could in fact be done already by the heads of the agencies. Anyway, having said that, yeah, it's taking time because my yardstick simply is the way the initial members of the cabinet, no, were chosen and named. It's a good mix really of those who have pretty good experience, no, in government. I'm inclined to think really that so much so much value was given to one's background, one's qualifications, more than one's being close to the new president. Hence, it had to be prioritized, and the priority was given to the economic team, which was the initial set of cabinet officials which were filled up. And it's a good news. Now, I heard the interview with Ambassador Romualdez, and it's good that the president, in fact, chose. No, again, this is an indication that background matters. No, as far as choosing or naming officials in the cabinet. No, that he chose a career official or probably a former career official to head the department. Yeah, as far as health is concerned, I think what he's doing first doing a benchmark where we are right now and finding out exactly what needs to be done so that things can get going in a better way. No, at least being able to introduce much needed reforms in the way the health programs are undertaken.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for being here on The Source. That was political analyst Ed Tayao. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. Sitting in for Pinky Webb, I'm Ria Tanwat Cotrillo. You're watching CNN Philippines.